Hello, everybody. Welcome to the ECU podcast, an intern survival guide, where we teach you how to survive in Paris and during an internship at an indie festival. We have new hosts every week with different topics each time, ranging from music, fashion, tourism, but above all, independent cinema. We hope you like today's episode. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next edition of ECU's Intern Survival Guide. Warning: this podcast occasionally contains strong language which may be unsuitable for children, unusual humor which may be unsuitable for adults, and lots of LGBTQ+ jokes which may be unsuitable for assholes.
Hello, welcome to our podcast. I'm Luana,
And I'm Linus.
and today we'll be talking about Parisian cinemas and our experience as foreign cinephiles in Paris. Well, Linus, what is the thing you like the most about Parisian cinemas?
Well, I think it's just the laid-back atmosphere that they have in a lot of cinemas here. Like, you arrive, you get your ticket, you don't order online usually. Like most cinemas I went to, you don't order online. You just get your ticket and you can choose whatever seat you want in the cinema. And I feel like it's more of an experience here than it is in other countries that I've been to.
Yeah, and isn't it curious that normally in especially independent cinemas in Paris, usually the ticket office only opens 10 minutes before and
Oh yeah, definitely. Like that's also another thing I've been used to, especially in all the small independent cinemas that they have here in Paris. It's so amazing how many cinemas there are here actually. Like in such a big city, and there's districts where you can find like a cinema every street, like a small cinema hidden away. It's really, really, I love it so much.
yeah, that's great. And even, for example, different regions of Paris with a lot of cinemas in different streets, like that street in the 5th with Le Champeau, Reflet Médicis, and Filmothèque du Quartier Latin.
Right.
That actually may be my favorite street, cinema-wise in Paris. Great cinemas, one next to the other.
It's such a good culture. It's the best culture of cinema going that I think I've ever experienced in the world, of the countries I've been to at least.
Yeah, actually me too. I don't know, one thing that I love about Parisian cinema background is the fact that no matter which film, no matter which time, no matter where, you will always find a lot of people in the cinema.
Yeah.
A lot of people with different ages and different aspects, clothes, everything. The rooms will always be full, and I love that.
Yeah, no, also because they are showing a lot of old films in some of the cinemas here. Like some of the cinemas here exclusively show classics from the 80s, even the 60s, even from the 1920s, films like Metropolis play here. It's so crazy, and people show up for these films, and that's what I love about Paris. The cinema culture is very much alive here.
Yeah, and it's something that I feel it's really invested on. The French government really supports cinemas, and I think that's really beautiful because it also helps raising an actual culture of going to the cinema.
Right.
And something that makes me think even better about this is the fact that Paris, unlike any other city I have seen actually, has a lot of different subscription programs to go to the cinema.
Definitely.
Yeah, maybe not only books of tickets, for example, a carnet of 10 tickets to a specific cinema, but also monthly subscriptions for unlimited cinema.
Yeah, you're talking about the UGC and Pathé Pass,
Exactly.
right? Two of the biggest cinema chains here in Paris that just give out these passes for 6 months and a subscription where you can just go see as many movies as you want. Like if you only, how much is it? If you only see 3 movies a month, then it's already worth it.
Yeah.
And I checked last time. I have the UGC card. I believe you do as well.
I do.
And I went when I first arrived. I got it in March, middle of March, and I went 12 times that month. So it was already worth it. For free, for me personally.
Yeah, for 3 months, baby.
Yeah.
I love that, and I think that's a beautiful way of incentivizing people to go to the cinema in general. And honestly, my favorite part about these cards is they're normally partners with independent cinemas in Paris,
Exactly.
which actually is the main reason why I love these big companies subscription plans,
Right.
because I actually use them to go to the independent cinemas of Paris and just to get to know them all and their details and their programs. And actually, they have another one. They have the CIP, the Independent Cinemas of Paris card subscription.
I've heard of it, I think.
Yeah. It also actually also seems nice.
It's only for the independent cinemas, though.
Yeah.
Right? Because with the UGC, you can also go to the bigger.
Yeah, to the UGC and MK2
Yeah.
and Pâté to the Pâté
the Pâté is just
Gourmand.
well, it's different. Pâté Gourmand is its own thing, right? You can't go to the Pâté cinemas with the UGC card. You can just go to the UGC cinemas.
Yeah.
Because they are rivals after all, right? No, that's a great thing. I've had this once before in Scotland, but it was only for like the big cinema chain Cineworld there, and not for all these smaller cinemas. It's like literally you can just go to any cinema pretty much, like because it's so many that are included. You can just show your card and then you get the ticket.
Yeah, it's beautiful because they make it so easy, right?
Yeah.
You can do it online, even though it's not that made and you don't need to have that rush.
Yeah.
But it's also so easy.
Yeah.
For example, in our case, in the UGC case, we can just slide our pass and get in.
Right. Or scan our
Beautiful.
QR code on the phone
That's it.
and get in, and it's it really makes you excited to go to the cinema.
That's it. It makes us really like want to spare a part of our day to just watch a movie.
Since it's like this math. I'm saving so much money on cinema. I can spend it on other things. I can go as often as I want to. If I can go as often as I want to, then I might as well take advantage of it and see as many films as I can because I paid for it after all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I really like it. Linus, I have a question to you.
Okay.
I know it may be hard to choose, but I would like to ask you, since you have had the Pâté Gourmand for 3 months.
Do you see?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, of course. The carte GC limité for 3 months already? No,
Yeah.
2 months. What are your 3 favorite cinemas in Paris? Your 3 favorite rooms, actually.
3 favorite rooms, actually. Oh, that's quite hard. The thing is, since it allows you to go into bigger cinemas as well, which is really nice, I'm a big fan of also watching mainstream movies in a big room with a big sound system. So there's some of them in there. Like number 1, I would say, is the Grand Rex, because it allows you to go in for free. For the big, nice rooms, you have to pay extra, but it's like a discounted price.
But would you say it's worth it? Why is it so special?
The Grand Rex is like one of the oldest cinemas in Paris, and the Grand Rex is also has the biggest cinema screen in Europe. That's not an IMAX cinema. IMAX is another league, but yeah, the Grand Rex has the biggest cinema screen in Paris. I've not been in it yet, unfortunately. I want to go so bad. But I've been in their new Infinity Room just recently, which was just opened last November. So it's brand new. And it's such an experience. It's such like lights go all around. There's a bar at the end of the room. The sound system is amazing. I can highly recommend it. So that would be up there, definitely. Then also up there would be, let me do that. That would be up there, definitely. Also up there would be the UGC Les Halles. Just because I'm so impressed, because you have to imagine, for all of you who've not been to Paris, UGC Les Halles is like a big cinema right under the surface in central Paris. Like it's underground pretty much, but it has up to 40 rooms, I think, 37, something like that. And it's so enormous, which I'm just impressed by the scale of it, because I think that's what movies are all about, scale and spectacle. And then, but to go back to like the smaller independent cinemas, I would say the one which has like the best selection of films, in my opinion, where I've watched the films that have been like impressed me the most, like older films, would be Christine Cinema Club, which is a small cinema in the Quartier Latin, I believe, here in Paris, the famous Latin Quarter. So they showed films like, I watched 12 Angry Men there, Thelma and Louise, And also, I dragged you to show to watch Heat there, which they are regularly playing. Great movie, I highly recommend. But it's definitely up there as well, because it's just a charm of these small cinemas you wouldn't think of finding there, where it's just a door, you go in, and then there's like a whole a staircase that leads down into a cinema room, basically, and you have a whole cinema there. So it's really, really nice. But how about you? What are your favorite cinema spots in the city?
Well, I feel that our visions of cinema are really different, and the things that we take into accountability when choosing a cinema
Right.
for our films is a little bit different. So I'll give a second view on those. My favorite cinema in Paris is definitely Filmothèque du Quartier Latin.
Okay. Latin Quarter as well, nice.
Yeah, also in the Latin Quarter in the 5th.
Yeah.
It's my favorite cinema because it's really charming. The rooms are so beautiful, especially, I think it's room Marilyn. I think that's room 1.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful because it's an old theater, I suppose. So there's even a statue and the red velvet curtains before the movie starts.
Oh.
And that's beautiful. Actually, I've been there yesterday in the other room. I've never been before. And there's a really beautiful light piece. It looks almost like a work of art. I love it. And their programming is also amazing. They always have good picks over there.
Very nice.
Other than that, I really like Le Grand Action.
Okay.
It's also a small cinema, actually very close to the École Cinema Club, not the Christine, but the École, which is run by the same group.
Right.
And I really like it because it's really delicate. It's really the space is all painted. I suppose it's a new painting, but it's beautiful, really well made, really colorful, and the rooms are really comfortable and big. And usually, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but every time I've been there, there is a talk afterwards with somebody, an expert on the matter, on the film. Both times I've been there until now have been really, really positive, and I definitely recommend this cinema. How about the third one? Well, I feel we couldn't not mention the great Les Sept Parnassiens, which is,
Of course.
yeah.
How could we forget?
it's the great cinema in Montparnasse that receives us every year for ECU. They have great rooms, great stuff, and they also have a beautiful space that receives us every year.
No, definitely Les Sept Parnassiens. Also, what I find interesting about that is the selection of movies, because they are showing a lot of movies that are likely to fly under people's radar as well, because it's not very non-mainstream as well.
Yeah, I agree. And a little fun fact to you and to everybody at home. Did you know that the Christine Cinema Club was one of the cinemas that received our festival 10 years ago?
I think I saw it on a poster, but that's interesting that they hosted us as well.
Yeah.
Or used to host us now, since the Sept Parnassiens is all I know for this edition of ECU. But that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, the Sept Parnassiens, it will be always ECU's little home. Ever since the first edition, we have been there, which is a fake news. I will rephrase.
You should maybe.
Well, the Sept Parnassiens is a great ally in the diffusion of independent cinema in Paris.
Definitely.
And we love it. We love it.
Okay.
Well, Linus, thank you very much for this conversation.
Thank you as well. It was lovely. I hope we could share some interesting facts with the people listening in.
Well, thank you very much for listening to our podcast, and see you soon for more.